Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today we're doing a different type of video. We're doing a tier list. Um, yeah, I just thought I'd switch up the content, do something chill, something fun, just something you can throw on, enjoy. I'm gonna go a little more into debt with the sets as opposed to just kind of shitting on a set or whatever. I'm gonna actually go into detail as to why some sets fucking suck uh, from the Scarlet and Violet era. So I believe it's in chronological order. Yeah, it looks like it is. So yeah, it is. All right, so we'll start off with Scarlet Violet base. Um, and here, this is how we're gonna do it. So we're coming over to collector, and we're actually gonna look at some of the cards. So I guess we'll start with the hits. So obviously I have a master set of Scarlet Violet base. So I'm a fan of this set. I think illustration rares are some of the cooler cards to come out of Scarlet Violet, the Scarlet Violet era. Even though there was already this similar concept towards the end of the Sword and Shield era, which is like with trainer galleries and that type of shit. Those basically ended up developing into IRs, right? And I don't know. I'm just a big fan of IRs, especially in binders. I think they look fire. People love to collect them. It's just it gives more character to the Pokemon. So Scarlet Violet base, the most expensive card is the Gardevoir EX, which I personally like better than the shiny one from Paldean Fates. So I mean, great card. Drowsy, great card. The Ralts Curlia, great. Great. I didn't realize the Graveyard was this much. I mean, it's a cool little card, but take a second to admire some of these IRs. I mean, for it being the first set out of Scarlet Violet, like I think it did pretty damn well. The Riolu, one of my favorites from the set. Slowpoke as well. Big fan of the Fido. Again, I have a master set of this, so I kind of I'm pretty familiar with a lot of these cards. Um, yeah, the Starly IR, you know what I mean? Like some of these, for it being a base set, I think it's one of the better base sets if you compare it to Sun and Moon base, and if you compare to Sword and Shield base. I think this is definitely definitely like up above those, um, simply because of the actual hits you can pull. Now, mind you, they're not the best hits, you know what I mean? But I think it was a solid base, like for Scarlet and Violet to start. So I'm gonna put it on B. It's just me being biased, if I'm being honest, because I like this set a lot. But I think it's a good start to the Scarlet and Violet era. I think they did a good job with it, and you'll start to see later. I'm not a big fan of some of these other sets like Paradox, Temporal, for example. But yeah, let's move on to the next set, which is Paldea Evolved. Here, let's just go back. So Paldea Evolved, pretty dope set in my opinion. Obviously, it has that Magikarp. So here we'll. Oh my bad. It has that Magikarp. 360, 365. Now that card is stupid expensive in my opinion. Obviously one of the better IRs to ever be made. I think the artist who does this, I forget, I think his name's like Shinji or something, right? So he did the Giratina from Lost Origin, the Magneton promo from Surgeon Sparks, just a bunch of different like arts that he's done that basically make this card like pop. Not only is it a beautiful looking card, in my opinion, I think it deserves to be the hit of the set. Um, but you can see why people chase this card. This card is a grail in most people's eyes, I feel like. So this definitely gives us some brownie points for Paldea Evolved, you know what I mean? T-Tar, me personally, I've never been a fan of this card. Again, I know people like this card, but I like, later on we'll get to another card in Paradox that I know a lot of people love that I'm just personally not a big fan of. But T-Tar, I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I like T-Tar. T-Tar's a dope ass mon, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it could have been a better IR. He looks like Gigantamax for some reason when he shouldn't be. Mousehold, I don't get why this card blew up so much. It must be playable. It has to be playable. It doesn't make sense why this card is that expensive. I've had multiple copies of this card, sold them multiple times. I haven't ran across it since, but I don't know. To me, it's just like it's a cool card. Don't get me wrong. I think Mousehold is a cool concept for a Pokemon too, but I don't think it should be up there like that expensive. 63 bucks. All right. Raichu, Sleepy Raichu, amazing card. We got the Iono SIR, pretty dope. Chiyu, not a fan of, if I'm being honest. It's cool. I think it's the better one out of the other like legendaries that they have, but still like pretty underwhelming, in my opinion. Tinkaton is a dope art. I like this card a lot. Marill, dope card. The Fake Coco. And now I don't understand why they waited till Paldea Evolved came out for them to do the starter line. I think they should have done that in base, but it is what it is. So obviously we have the Fuecoco line, the Sprigatito line, and as well as the Quaxley line. So Heracross being another honorable mention in my opinion for one of the better IRs out of here. You have the Baxcalibur line as well. These cards were getting pumped for a while. I like how they did a lot of the three, like basically the starters. So the starters, the Frigibax line, so obviously the Baxcalibur, like they all kind of share a similar art, so you kind of have to collect it that way if you want all three. Same thing with the Tinkatink and the Tinkatuff and Ton. So I think this is cool when they do stuff like that, you know what I mean? Sudowoodo, another dope low card. What else do we have in here? I totally forget. I'm not a big fan of the legendary, so like Ting Lu, Wo Qian. I'm being honest, I'm not really gonna bring them into here. But Squawkabilly, I think is, yeah, Squawkabilly EX. This is a card that I've actually never had in person, but it's really dope. The fact that it's an SIR is crazy too. Yeah, I mean, Paldean Wooper, amazing card as well. The Pyroar, amazing art. Saguro, I mean, you can't really go wrong. I think, you know, they started to kind of get in their bag with these arts. I think this is a set that has a lot of like potential in the later. I think a lot of people are gonna wanna, you know, are gonna look back on this set and be like, oh shit, this is that's a good set to go and collect. I think it's an A tier in my opinion. Amazing set. It has a lot of great artworks, especially with that card being in there. I mean, I mean, we all know all it takes is one card in the set to make the set good, you know what I mean? So I think the Magikarp is a hard carry, but it definitely has a lot of good cards that are notable from that set. So now let's move on to Obsidian Flames. A lot of people's least favorite set from Scarlet and Violet, and I mean, I don't want to agree with that. I've always been a fan of this Zard. This Zard to me has always been a better artwork than the shiny one from Paldean Fates. So I've always just been a believer in this card. I've never liked the gold card. I think this hyper is extremely common for it being a hyper. It might also have something to do with it. I think it's, okay, no, I guess there are these. So there's 3 hypers in the set. This set is actually pretty small as well. This is technically the Zard set from Scarlet and Violet. Kind of like Champion's Path was for Sword and Shield. And then now with Phantasmal Flames coming out in a couple weeks, it's kind of like, you know, it's the Zard set, you know. So I figured for it being a Zard set, it would get a little more love. The Charmander promo is amazing. I fucking love that card out of the ETB. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's got decent IRs. Don't get me wrong. Ninetales, the Clef's cool. The Pidgeot line is pretty dope as well. The Gloom is dope. Scissor's fire. Like, the Lechonk is a cool card. I think it has a lot of dope IRs. I think what made this set kind of not be as like respected per se, I think it's just like it's a small set, so it has less cards. And so obviously, I think if this set had one more like big hit, it would be an amazing set. Like if they gave a Zard, like a regular Zard SIR, nah, actually no, that wouldn't make sense because the whole gimmick was terrestrial. But my point is, if they had given like maybe, I don't know, if they had put like another like a Charmeleon card in there or something, or maybe another like, you know, big hitter type Pokemon in this set. I think if this set had 2 hits, it would be like a way better set. I think people just look at kind of like the amount of hits that are in here. I mean, if you look at it, there aren't that many IRs, you know, especially a lot of memorable ones. And yeah, I think that's what kind of makes it lose brownie points for a lot of people. So I think Obsidian Flames is a very safe. I'm gonna put it in D tier just because I know most people will put it in that, but we can budget up to C tier. I think D tier is kind of a safe place to put this set, if I'm being honest. I'm not gonna call it trash. I don't think it's a trash set, but yeah, I definitely don't think it deserves to be up here with these, you know. So we'll move on to 151, which is a lot of people's favorite set. I think it's my favorite set from Scarlet and Violet, if I'm being honest. Just simply because, I mean, it has some of the best artworks that Scarlet Violet had. My favorite card personally from this set is the Alakazam. I think this card is really dope. I fucking love this card. I actually pulled it like 3 times from this set as well. I think the hit rates are also somewhat healthy from this set. Like if you might pull an IR, you know what I mean, you might pull, I think I also pulled the Erica's Invitation around the time the set came out, the SIR. I mean, I know I skipped over a lot, but come on, bro, we have the Zard. If I'm being honest, my personal favorite out of the big 3 there is the Venusaur. The Venusaur has always been my favorite. and then the Blastoise, and then the Zard. I always, even when the set first came out, like just because it was a Zard, I always kind of knew like it was gonna get glazed. But yeah, I think this art is pretty, dare I say, overrated. I think it's a pretty overrated artwork. You know, just simply putting artwork there. I think the line that it made, like, you know, the Charmander at the bottom, Charmander in the middle, and then Zard flying, I think that's a dope little concept for, you know, it being the 3 picture stack. But still, I don't think it does it enough. I don't think this art does enough justice to kind of, you know, make up for it, if I'm being honest. I still think the Venusaur is the best looking one. I think all the colors, and it's just sitting in, you know, between all the flowers, it just looks sick. Zapdos, amazing art. I think this card was super slept on for a really long time, and you can start to see like the price is starting to slowly creep up. It's at $80 now. I remember when this card used to be like 40. You know what I mean? Same thing with a lot of these IRs. You know, I remember when this art used to be like $100. Yeah, but we can't skip over the Charmander, the Squirtle, and the Bulbasaur. I think these three are like one of the best artworks to come out of Scarlet and Violet era as well. I think they killed it with all 3 of the artworks. Again, I'm not a big fan of the middle evolutions of most Pokemon, but just because they're so iconic, I mean, it's Charmeleon, Wartortle, and Ivysaur. I still think Ivysaur has the best artwork out of the 3, and then maybe second I would put Wartortle. And even though I'm not a big fan of the Wartortle art to begin with, but I just think Ivysaur is the best looking one. Psyduck, honorable mention. Super fire artwork. Poliwhirl, dope. The Machoke is fire. The Nidoking. I think even the Erica's Invitation, the Giovanni's Charisma, I think those cards are sick too. Caterpie, I mean the Ammonite, Mr. Mime, the Tangela, I mean so many good cards in the set. I think the issue with this set was that I don't think Pokemon realized how popular this set was going to be, and then they took, you know, they kind of saw the popularity of this set, and then they kind of created a better version of it with Black and White, which is I think what they did with Black and White they should have done with 151, which is give every single Pokemon an IR. I understand it was in the middle of the era, and it was a lot of work, but I think when they put this set out, it was kind of just like, oh, here's a little special, you know, set to, I don't know, just, you know, 151, you know, it's cool. I don't really think they understood what they had released, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they understood how hard they cooked when they made this set. So I think this is one of, you know, easily an S tier set. I think it's the best set out of Scarlet and Violet, and I don't think most people will try to, you know, argue that, if I'm being honest. Next set, Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift. Let's just start off, but I don't like this set. This is the card I was talking about, the Groudon. I don't get why this card is so expensive. Bro, my favorite Pokemon is Pokemon Ruby. I'm a Groudon fan. I love Groudon. I just don't like this artwork. I don't know. It just looks weird to me. You know what I mean? I think they should have done an SIR. If it was the SIR, it had texture to it. It would have been way better. But the fact that they gave him an IR, I don't know. It just it seems weird to me. But I'm not gonna, you know, completely shit on the set for that. But let's just be completely honest here. This set is not that good to begin with. I mean, let's look at these IRs. The Altaria is dope, don't get me wrong. The Roaring Ruin is super mid. This card used to be like the most expensive card in the set. Garchomp super mid. Like, bro, what? It looks like, you know what I mean? Like, they could have done way better with the Garchomp. I mean, Garchomp is a fan favorite mon. You gonna treat him like this? Like, this is disrespectful. Morpeko is literally just getting pumped. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but bro, like, why is he at $30? You know what I mean? Steelix is probably one of the better IRs. I really like this art. The Golden Goal and the Gimme Ghoul, which is down here, these two I think are one of the better artworks out of the set, especially because they go together. You know, they look really dope when they're together. Same thing with the Minun and Plusle. Iron Valiant, fucking stupid Pokemon. Like, oh my god, bro. Yveltal, cool art, don't get me wrong. Mantyke, it's alright. Tapu Koko, the Galicipa, like the Parasol Lady, bro. A lot of these artworks. I think the Magby is dope, don't get me wrong. I like the Magby actually. I'm not gonna hate on it. Joltik. Ooh, I'm gonna get into Joltik later because this motherfucker got like 3 IRs in Scarlet Violet. I don't know what the fuck is up with Joltik. I don't know why he got so much love in Scarlet Violet era, but he does not deserve this much love. Shout out Joltik, but bro, like, you give me 3 IRs? Like, what? Swablu, dope art. Don't get me wrong. I love this artwork, especially with the Wingles. Like, I like it when they do cards like this, like types of artwork. So for those who don't know, it's Swablu. He's kicking it with Wingles. And then up here, when you do the Altaria, he's also with the Wingles. So basically, this Swablu evolved, and he became an Altaria, and he's still kicking it with the Wingles. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I mean, you know what I mean? That's dope. Brute Bonnet, cool artwork, I guess. The Porygon, the Apom is dope. Actually, I like it when they do the little clay ones like this. Iron Jugulis, dope little artwork. Overall, though, I mean, bro, like extremely forgettable set. Like, I don't know. To me, this shit is hot garbage, bro. I would throw it in trash tier. I'm gonna keep it in trash tier. I'm not even gonna like second guess it. It's gonna stay in trash tier. And if later on I decide that it doesn't belong there, then you know I'm not gonna move it. It's gonna stay there. I don't give a fuck. Nobody's gonna convince me otherwise. Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates. The iconic Bubble Mew in this set. When this set first came out, I was always a preacher of this card. I've always been a fan of that Bubble Mew. I always knew it was the best card of the set, even back when it was 90 bucks. My favorite card personally out of this set, not just because, you know, it's the hype and that's what everyone like. No, I've been like this card. People who know me know I like this card. I don't like this Zard. Why the fuck is it $300? Gardevoir, why is it $144? I think the only reason is because the set is hard to get, if I'm being honest. Oh, and I'm also master setting the set. So, of course, when I decide to master set it, everything shoots up. But, I mean, I think what kind of messed with this set specifically was the fact that there weren't IRs. Well, there's 2 or 3. I forget exactly how many. There's like 2 or 3. We'll get to them. But I think that was a big mistake. They should have stuck with the IR concept. I get it, you know, you try to do the baby shinies, and this is the exact reason why I'm master setting it, is because I love how baby shinies look in a binder. But bro, you could have thrown some more IRs, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get it, we got some SIRs, we had a couple full arts and shit, but bro, like, oh my god, bro. Okay, so here, let's go over some of the cards. Pikachu's dope, don't get me wrong. Charmander's dope, Snorlax is dope, Diddle's dope, Lucario's dope, Charmeleon's dope. I'm not a fan of this Iono card. I like this Penny card because the Umbreon's there. It's going up too. It used to be really cheap. Again, the Bubble Mew's my favorite. Not a big fan of these two. This art looks really good in a slab though. I'll give it to it. What else? Shinies. These golds were not it, bro. These gold and green, horrendous combo. I don't know. Don't ever bring this back, Pokemon, please. What else? Hawlucha cool, Entei cool, Ralts cool. Curler used to be really expensive for some reason. It used to be like $18 fucking dollars. What else? Yeah, again, nothing too memorable. I mean, this is shinies, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a shiny fan, I think this is a dope set. It's one of my favorite sets, you know what I mean? That's the reason why I'm master setting it. But here, let's get down to the IR. So these are the only 3 IRs in the entire set. The Palafin, the Wugtrio, and the Palmy. So whenever you rip this set and you just pull these, you pull a fuck ton of those fucking Palafins. You know why? Because there's only 3 IRs that you can pull from, and IR pull rates are like 1 in every 6 packs or something. So 1 in every 6 packs, you're gonna get one of these 3 dumbasses, and that's why those shits are so cheap. And I think that was a big mistake. They should have done more IRs. I don't know why they only did 3, but you know, enough ranting on that. We're still gonna put this set. We're gonna give this set a good rating. I think it's an A tier set. I think it's A. Simply because it's being carried by those big 3 cards, you know what I mean? Even though I'm not a fan of the Zard, even though I'm not a big fan of that Gardevoir, the Gardevoir's cool, don't get me wrong. But I still think Scarlet Violet base, Gardevoir is better. But I think Bubble Mew is just, I mean, it's Bubble Mew, bro. He's a tyrant when it comes to that set. So I think just out of respect for Bubble Mew, for Lord Bubble Mew, we're going to put him in A tier. We're not going to disrespect him any further, okay? We're going to go to Temporal Forces now. Again, a super forgettable set. Remember when this set came out, I didn't even fucking, you know, I wasn't even keeping up with this shit. It has some cool cards, don't get me wrong. Ghastly is cool. Dope ass IR, one of my favorites, they call it. Obviously you got Gengar there, E-Nas. I think that's why one of the, it's so popular. And then you have Morty's Conviction, which is dope as fuck. You have the Gengar coming out the ground. So as you can see, Gengar gets a lot of love, but he doesn't get a lot of love. They should have given Gengar like an SIR. And I get it, it's an SIR, you know, Morty's Convictions. Bro, it's not. They should have given Gengar an SIR. Why didn't they do it? You know what I mean? People know how, or like Pokemon knows. My issue is like Pokemon knows what people like, and they're like, you know what, we know you like this, we're not gonna give this to you though. Like, why would you give them an EX and not an SIR? Like, make it make sense, brother. You know, if you would have had a insane Gengar terrestrialized fucking hit in this set would have probably been, you know, stupid expensive. But you know, let's not get into that. Mortis Conviction, cool card. The Gengar Full Art, cool card. I don't think it should be 40 bucks. Let's be honest. You know, he's just standing there like gooning. Like, it shouldn't be $4. We're not gonna talk about him. Deerling and Sauce, but cool little, you know, a little two-piece, cool little artwork. Metagross, I love this card. Bianca's Devotion, dope card. Litten, dope card. Arbok, dope card. Cincino, dope card. The Eri, however you want to pronounce it, dope card. Drampa, dope card. Lickitung, dope card. Salvatore, dope card. Encino, dope card. Chatot, pretty dope. Grotto, dope. What else? Anything else that's memorable or honorable, should I say? That seems like it's about it. I mean, everything else is kind of just boof. I think my favorite card from the set is the Ghastly or the Mortis Conviction. Even though I've never had Mortis Conviction in person, I just really like the card because the Gengar's right there gooning. I mean, bro, it's going in D. I might even put it in trash tier if I'm being honest. Yeah, we're gonna keep it in trash tier. We're gonna put it right next to Paradox Rift. Right next to Paradox Rift, where you belong, bro. Fucking trash ass sets. Alright, next we're going to Twilight. Twilight. I had a low. It's, I mean, okay. I guess let's talk about it, right? Greninja, it's a dope artwork. It's the hit of the set. Amazing card. Greninja's a dope Pokemon. Don't get me wrong. It hard carries the set though. Actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't hard carry the set. There's a couple other cards in here that are pretty dope. Perrin, amazing card. Amazing card. Especially with the two, with the little, you know what I mean? It makes the two picture dope. Eevee. This Eevee, one of my favorite cards. One of my favorite IRs from the entire Scarlet Violet base era. Fucking love this card. This card is fire. Carmine, pretty cool. I mean, Guna card, you know what I mean? Waifu card, whatever you want to call it. It's alright. Blood Moon Soruna, pretty cool. Got the little Munchlax behind him. Got his little cubs behind him. It's chill. Chansey, dope card. I actually pulled this card when the set came out. Love that card. Lana's 8, pretty dope SIR. The Kirin, dope card. The Growlithe is dope. I like Tetsugiri, I like a lot. The Infernape, I like a lot. The Pinsir is dope. What else? A lot of these IRs I've seen a lot of, which is like, or like I've had a lot of them, like the Temporal. I remember one time I had like Torkoal. Oh my god, don't get me started. I probably had like fucking 8 copies of this card. Same thing with the Applins, the Frost. A lot of these cards I've had a bunch of copies of. So I think to me it's kind of just like I'm already over this set. But it has good hits. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna let, you know, some of these bad apples down here. Ha, no pun intended. But I'm not gonna let some of these bad apples down here kind of like, you know, ruin the set for me. I think the set is a solid B tier. I think I'll put it with Scarlet Violet base. Again, the Greninja is dope. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I could throw it in A tier. You could debate that it's either B here. I'm gonna keep it in B because I don't think it's on the same level as Paldea Evolved in terms of artworks. Because I think Paldea Evolved has some of the best artworks in the entire, like, you know, era. But it for sure has one of the best. You know what? I'll throw it in A. I'll leave it in A. I think it's dope. That I think that Greninja, you know, gives it a heart. But, you know, taking into consideration all these other cards, I mean, don't get me. I fucking hate Overpound. We're not even gonna talk about. There's a reason why I skipped these. But yeah, I think this set has a lot going for it. I think in the near future, or at least like maybe a couple years down the line, people are gonna look at Twilight and be like, yo, you know what? That actually was not a bad set. Let me try and rip something, get this Greninja. You know what I mean? So I fuck with it. Next up, we have Shrouded fucking Fable, bro. The iconic, the meme. My favorite set of all time. Where is it? High to low. Why is Earthen Vessel the most expensive card in the set? Someone explain to me why this fucking hyper rare pot is the most expensive card in the set. We see that, and you already know how this set's gonna go. You already know how my critique of this set is gonna go. And it has a lot of good cards. That's the thing. It has a lot of good cards, bro. It does. The Persian is fire. Pheasantipity, not so much. You know what I mean? We're not gonna. Why are these energies 40 and 30? Am I tripping? Like, bro, TCG players, like, what's up with y'all, bro? Like, you want to bling out the deck? You want to have a gold basic, you know, dark energy, gold steel type? Is that meta? Like, why are these so expensive? Hound Doom is cool. Don't get me wrong. Hound Doom is dope. Duskull, fire. Love this card. The whole line actually. Dusclops and Dust Noir. Dust Noir is, I mean, he's the reason why he's the cheapest, right? But still, Cassiopeia is alright. It's not the greatest, but it's alright. Horsey, dope art. Beware, dope art. Cresselia, dope art. Zorwa, dope art. Fracture, dope art. Anything else? It looks like it's about it, bro. Holy, I didn't realize this set was this bad, bro. I know I always fuck around with the homies and we always joke about this set, but God, bro, this set is bad, bro. This set's actually bad, bro. I think this set deserves to be. I don't think it's on the same level as bad as Paradox and Temporal, but it's pretty. You know what? We're gonna throw it down here, but I'm sorry. God damn, I can't believe that. $46 hit is insane, bro. That's actually insane. Here, let me see. Where's next? Stellar? Where the hell is Stellar at? Stellar. Okay, I think Stellar is one of those sets also. That's kind of fucking mid, bro, if I'm being honest. Alright. So, this set gets hard carried by these two. It gets hard carried by the Bulbasaur and it gets hard carried by the Squirtle. These two here. Let me see if I can fix the camera like unfocused. Hello, 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 hello. Do you want to focus? Do you want to focus on me? Close it. Open it. There you go. Looks better. Okay. Squirtle. Bulbasaur. They make that set with the Charmander promo from Obsidian. These are These are some of my favorite cards of all time. I fucking love these cards. I want to get all three of them in sense. So based off of that, I mean, you already know where I'm gonna go. If I'm glazing this early, you already know this set's gonna be, it's gonna be better than Paradox. That's for sure. Terrapagos, bro. Oh my god, bro. I'm not gonna talk about that. Dodge Bunk, pretty dope little card. Not special though. Hydrapple is pretty dope. I like this card more. The Galvantula is pretty dope. I like all the colors. The what else? Gulpin, pretty dope. Damn. Is that it? Yo, that might be it. Holy fuck, I didn't realize Stellar was that bad. Oh my god, Stellar's gonna go on C tier. Absolute C tier. The biggest C tier. Holy shit, I thought there was better cards in there. What the fuck? Yeah, Stellar's cool, don't get me wrong. That Bulbasaur and Squirtle kind of hard carry the set. If there was one more card in there that was decent, I think the set would have been bumped up to B. But bro, that was the most mid set I've ever seen in my life, bro. Holy shit. I mean, it's a lot different when you start to see the actual, cards in the set. And you could go based off of that, but damn, bro, I didn't realize it was that bad. Okay, let's get the Surging Sparks. Surging Sparks is an important set. For those of you who weren't collecting Pokemon prior to Surging Sparks basically imploded the scene. After Surging Sparks, everybody wanted to start collecting. That's when you start to see those Costco videos of people beating each other up and shit. It was after this set. This set caused all that, right? Because after this is Prismatic. So this was the last set where I remember I walked into a Target a couple days before release. Actually, it was like a day or two before release, and they had a whole fucking display full of ETBs and all kinds of shit. And I remember me and my wife, we looked at it and we're like, damn, they got a shit ton of Surging Sparks. What the fuck? And then the next day we went back, which was the official release day. All that shit was gone. All that shit was gone. Prior to that point, you could walk into Targets, you could walk into Walmart, you could walk into the other stores and find, product. You can find product at Walmart. You can find product at GameStop. You can find product at all these places. And then after this set came out, it ruined it, bro. It ruined it. You couldn't find it no more. So, I mean, let's look at the set, right? I think the set is extremely slept on. I think it's because of all the reprints. But the way I like to see it is like they wouldn't reprint a set if it was bad, they wouldn't reprint it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? If people didn't like a set, why would they make a lot of it? That was, for the people who don't remember, I'm about to go on this quick rant real quick. For the people who don't remember, before Prismatic came out, everybody was like, oh, all the scalpers are gonna eat that shit up and they're not gonna make enough. And now they're trying their best to print the fuck out of Prismatic. They're dropping all these Costco tins, they're releasing ETB, they're re-releasing ETBs, they're doing all kinds of shit to make Prismatic as available as possible. And then people start to hate. People are like, yo, why is this set being so available? It's like, bro, like, I thought you guys wanted to open this set, not that, you know what I mean? Like, now you hating that it's too available? Like, make it make sense, bro. You can't make anybody happy in this Pokemon shit, bro. But, alright, yeah. So that's my rant for the day. Pikachu, SIR, amazing card. Love this card. Latias, I think, is a better card, in my opinion. I think the Latias is a better card. I mean, we already off to 2 bangers. You know, the Milotic is dope. Makes the little 2 with the Feebas. This Pikachu is kind of stupid, if I'm being honest. Like, whatever. I'm just not a fan of gold cards, bro. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Hydreigon's alright, I guess. The Latias is cool. Durant, one of my favorite cards. I collect them. It's got some dope IRs. The Cerulege, the Mesprit. What else? I like the Clemens Quick Wit. Slack Off, one of my favorite IRs too. Feedback is pretty cool. The Spheo's pretty dope. I like the Alolan Dugtrio a lot as well. Kecleon's dope. Appleton's pretty cute. Execute, dope card. I mean, it's not bad. You know what I mean? I mean, especially with these SIRs up here. I mean, you have. Damn, I didn't realize the Executor was that cheap, but. So we have an SIR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have like 8 decent SIRs. Obviously, you have more down here, but you have 8 like decent ones that if you pull something, it's. I mean, considering how cheap the set is right now, like this is an amazing set. You know what I mean? I think this set deserves an A tier. I think it's a super slept on. I think it's just because it's cheap that people think it's bad, but no, it's really good, bro. I mean. Let's get to it, right? Prismatic. Introduced Master Balls and Pokeball Reverse Hollows to English. Me personally, I'm kind of divided with this set. I understand the appeal. You know, it's all the EVs. I get why they did it. I just think they kind of went about it. I don't know, bro. I don't know how to put it. Point is, I think they should have done something like Evolving Skies where they give them the non-terrestrialized form as well as the terrestrialized form. So, for example, like the Espeon could have had its regular form. You know how like in Evolving Skies you have the baby Espeon, which is in the in the library, and then you have the VMAX one, which was on the roof. I know it's from Fusion Strike, but or for example the Leafeon that's like laying in the leaves, and then the VMAX one that's like playing with the hay bale outside. So like I think they should have done something like that. They should have done both forms of the Eevee, the regular base evolution, so like a regular Espeon, and a terrestrialized one. But I think in the grand scheme of things, it's a really dope set. I think this is a fun set to open because there's such a high reward. You know what I mean? Like, I think if you pull any SIR, you're basically in the green. Besides some of the, you know what I mean, some of these trash. Actually, no, yeah, never mind. Some horrible Ogre Palm ones. Holy fuck, I hate these cards, bro. The introduction of Master Balls is kind of cool. It's a cool little concept. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of like Master Ball Reverse Hollows and all that. I think they're very niche. I think it's mainly for people who are trying to master set, or people who just, you know, if your favorite Pokemon just so happens to have a Master Ball, then, you know, why wouldn't you want to pick it up? So, yeah, I don't know. The Master Ball thing to me has always been kind of weird. I've never really been a fan of it, but I think, let's look at some of the better cards from the set. I think all these kind of are trash. I think it starts to get good around the Iron Hands. I think the Iron Hands is dope artwork. I'm not a fan of the Iron Valiant. The Palafin EX I actually really enjoy. I think this card is one of the best looking SIRs out of this set. Golden Ghost's pretty cool. Blood Moon and Saloon is dope. Raging Bolt is dope. Dragapult's dope. Not a fan of the base Eevee, if I'm being honest. I think the Fruit Eevee is way better, the promo. And then we have the Cerulege. People like this card. I know it has a lot of, I mean, look, 140 bucks. I don't know. I've had this card in a 10. It just doesn't, bro. You can't really tell what's going on. It just looks like a bunch of fucking colors. I don't know. To me, I've never really seen the appeal of this one. Jolteon's cool, I guess. Flareon's dope. I like it. Glaceon's alright. Vaporeon's one of my favorites from this. Out of all the artworks, the Espeon's dope. Leafeon is one of my favorites as well. Sylveon's cool, and then obviously the Umbreon. You know. I mean, we're not gonna skip over the Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon is pretty dope. You know, it gets the Shinji tax is what we call it. But yeah, I mean, I think overall amazing set. Damn, I didn't realize a Master Ball Umbreon was that much. Overall amazing set. I mean, if you pull, I mean, just the fact that you can, you know, have a chance of pulling a God pack is always just, you know, exciting to open. or even just a demigod pack. I know somebody, one of my homies, pulled a Umbreon out of a demigod pack. So, I mean, that's cool, you know. You get 3 fucking SIRs, or even just a god pack. You get all 9 EVs. I mean, how cool is that, you know? So, yeah, I think Priz kind of. I'm gonna put Priz in S tier just because it has amazing SIRs. Like, I think a lot of them are really good. Not just counting the EVs. You know, I think there's a lot of dope other underrated artworks in these in that set that people just kind of overlook because everybody obviously cares about the Umbreon and that kind of shit. So I don't know. I'm gonna put it in S tier. I think it's a really good set. I think it's a fun set if you want a master set. It's one of those that'll be a grind because you gotta get all the Pokeballs and Master Balls. But yeah, I just think it's one of the better sets out of Scarlet Violet era for sure. And now we're getting to Journey Together. So Journey Together introduced partner Pokemon again. There was a lot of hype with them coming back. I'll be the first to tell you right now, I'm not a big fan of this set. It has some cool cards, don't get me wrong, but I just don't really see it in the long run being like, you know, I don't know. I just don't really see it, especially because a lot of the IRs are kind of like forgettable, bro. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard carried by the, you know, by some of these other cards. I think the Lily's Clefairy is, I don't know why this card is so expensive to begin with. I don't think this card is, you know, it's dope. I mean, I guess it's Lily, the Lily tax if you want to call it that, but I think the Iono's Belly Boat is a way better SIR than, you know, the Clefairy. Big fan of the Salamence. Big fan of the Enzorard. Big fan of the Zacian. I like the Articuno card a lot. I like the Wailord card a lot. The Enz Reshiram is dope. What else? The Furry, super cute. Yeah, I mean, look, that's really about it, bro. This set, damn, I didn't realize this set looks kind of small. But yeah, I just don't think it's a good set. I think after this point, because we only have what 3 sets after this, or like 2 sets after this. I don't really think they get bad. Like, if I'm being honest, like we already kind of went over the worst ones. I think this is a solid B tier. I'll put it on the same level as the Scarlet Violet base. Yeah, I don't think it's up here with these. And now we're going to Destined Rivals. Now, before we even do anything, it's an S tier. I'm telling you right now. Destined Rivals, I think, is one of the best sets to ever come out. Period. I think the set is, in like longevity of this set, like people are gonna look back on this set like it's one of the best ones out of the entire. I mean, you could even argue it's the best set out of Scarlet Violet. You know what I mean? Like, you really can. Like, I don't think people would debate you much if you try to, you know, try to argue that. I mean, bro, Team Rocket's Mewtwo, absolute banger of a card. Cynthia's Garchomp, fire. The Ethan's Ho, fire. The Team Rocket's Moltres, fire. The Nidoking, fire. The Crobat, the Misty Psyduck, Ethan's Adventure, the Team Rocket's Giovanni SIR, the Ariana's dope, the Lapras, bro. Even the Yan Mega art is sick to me. You know, the Team Rocket's Meowth, like Houndoom artwork. Even the Cynthia's Roserade, the Kangaskhan Shaman, bro. Like, this set is stacked, bro. This set is stacked. I mean, it's not even a contender, you know what I mean? Like, we know this set is fucking S tier, bro. I'm not even gonna, you know, I don't even gotta argue that point. So I think we'll just go straight to the next ones, which are black and white. So we'll start with black. I think black is the more expensive set, quote unquote. First of all, as I explained before, I'm a big IR fan. Big IR fan. So both of these sets to me immediately go in S tier just simply because of the amount of IRs they have, the amount of SRs they have. The fact that they give every single Pokemon, including middle evolutions, SIRs or IRs, that to me just, you know what I mean? I think that's how they should do a lot of sets that are like only one generation. For example, 151 should have been like that, but I don't think, again, going back to it, I don't think they understood like how successful 151 was gonna be. So hopefully they do end up releasing a Ruby and Sapphire set, like a co-set, kind of like this, and then they give every single Pokemon an SIR or an IR. You know what I mean? That would be amazing. I mean, it's Gen 3 fans. I'm Gen 3 Glazer. You know what I mean? That set I'll rip the fuck out of. But yeah, let's get into the set. Enough yapping. We have the red Victini. This card actually went up. It used to be a little cheaper from what I remember. Wait, did it? I don't even fucking know, bro. Victini's dope. I'm a big fan of the monochromes, so the black and white rares. So like the Zekrom, the Victini, and the Reshiram. I'm a fan of all of them, especially in person when you see them. Fire. Zekrom is super dope. This Seismitoad is cool. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's super pumped. Ends Plan, one of my favorite trainer SIRs out of this set. Kira, I'm not a big fan of, if I'm being honest. I'm not a big Kira fan to begin with, but I don't know. This card to me is super mid. Genesect, gangsta as Genesect, bro. Aura farming right there, bro. I love this card. That card's fire. Meloetta's dope. Superior's dope. Haxor's is dope. The Crocodile's dope. The Excadrill, the Snivy, Fracture, pretty cool. Cobalion, dope. What else we got? The Aldino, super fire. The Cubchoo is dope as fuck to me too. What else we got in black? Darumaka, super fire. The Timber is dope as hell too. The Krokorok, I just like the Krokorok line. The Darmanitan is fire too. What else do we have? Obviously, you know, I know people are gonna be the Sandile. People are gonna be fans of different cards, but yeah, bro, I'm a big IR fan. So a lot of these cards, regardless, like I'm fans of, but those are like my standout ones. Dwebble, pretty cool. Yeah, and now let's go to white. I mean, I don't really think we gotta argue much. I think these sets are S tier in my opinion. I think this is what Pokemon like trading cards should be. Like sets should be, like at least the celebratory ones, you know, like just give every single Pokemon a hit and just fucking make the set stacked, you know what I mean? Like that's the type of shit I enjoy. Again, the red Victini, I mean, look at the price difference between the white one and the black one. It's literally a $70 difference. It's crazy. Red Victini's in the set as well. The white Reshiram, the Reshiram SIR, Hydreigon's alright. The Keldeo's fire. I love this card. Keldeo's pretty cool. The Zoroark is fire. The Oshawott, I don't know why this card is so taxed, but I mean, it's cool regardless. The Emboar's pretty cool. I like the Ducklet, the Zorua, the Whimsica's fire, the Virizion, even though I'm not a fan of these legendaries, the Swords of Justice, but still, I mean, dope artworks. Joltik gets another little honorable mention there, like I mentioned before. Tepig is cool. What else we got? The Coffee Grigus is cool. The Scrafty, always been a big fan of Scrafty. The Litwick is cool as hell. What else we have? The Scraggy, the Purloin, the Patrat, the Herdier. Especially a lot of these cards, like when they're together, I feel like master setting this set and the black simultaneously would be super fire. Having all the IRs, like, oh my god. The Pansear is cool. What else? The Blitzel. The Durant, again, I'm just a Durant fan, so. But yeah, I mean, bro, you can't really argue with me. I think that set is S tier. And these are our final standings. Trash tier, we have Paradox Rift, Temporal, and Shrouded. I think nobody's really gonna argue with those. Obsidian Flames in D tier, simply because of the Zard kind of hard carrying it there. You can argue that it's in trash tier, but I'm not gonna put it in trash tier. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Stellar Crown, I didn't realize how super mid it was up until, you know, I started looking at the actual IR side by side. So I've seen a lot of those cards, so to me it's not memorable. The only ones, again, like some of my favorite cards are the Bulbasaur and Squirtle, but I'm not gonna let that, you know, bump the grade up. Like, nah, bro, it don't deserve to be up here. Journey, B tier. Scarlet Violet, base, B tier. A tier, we have Paldea Evolve, Paldean Fates, Twilight, and Surging. I think these are a healthy, if anything, I'll put Surging above like all of these. I think Surging is the better set out of the rest of them. And then, I mean, the top four, I mean, you have 151, Priz, Destin, and Black and White. I mean, I think it's a pretty good little list. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I did a good job of explaining myself as to why, you know, I like these cards and all that. So again, just a different type of video. If you enjoyed it, if you actually watched the whole thing, shout out to you. You're a real one. I would just suggest just throwing it on the background, just hear me yap, you know what I mean? But yeah, hopefully more videos like this. You know, if you guys enjoy it, I'll definitely do more. Cause I enjoy doing it. It's pretty easy. All I gotta do is just sit here and just yap. So thank you guys. Thank you once more. Have a good one. And if you guys want to see a different type of tier list, just let me know. Have a good one, y'all. Thank you.